Ladies and gentlemen, and our audience all over the world, we are on channel 18 and channel 21, local cable TV, and we are on YouTube and public access TV, who's as a matter of fact, our host here. This is our 21st year. And it may be a coincidence that every spring we start our spring with a show that has to do with Coralville Central. Just a coincidence. So we are happy that the weather is beautiful. Everybody is enjoying the sun and the good weather, and everybody is biking and now playing chess. I would like to welcome Andy Gann. And Andy is the principal of Coralville Central. Mm-hmm. Do you like me to call you Andy or Mr. Gann?
You can call me Andy, that's fine. Kids call me Mr. Gann, but you can call me Andy.
And you are the leader of Coralville Central, and this has been a very well-known school in our district here. Has a lot of heritage, a lot of history, a lot of achievements, and you came to Coralville Central from Hoover, and you are the son of this city, the son of Iowa City.
That's right.
You're born here,
born and
raised, school
yeah.
here, so welcome home.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah.
Andy, to your right side is Jess Fedorovich, and Jess is the guy who brought us this wonderful team today of those chess champions. So let's start with you. Tell us briefly your story. How do you feel about being the principal of Coralville Central? And then why did you select this particular activity to shed the light on and to focus on today?
Very good. Yeah, first of all, thanks for having us. This is a great opportunity for us and for our school and our community to have the opportunity to bring these great kids here today. First of all, you know, I'm born and raised in Iowa City. I taught at Hoover Elementary for 5 years, and then I went out to Coralville Central, and I was a fourth grade teacher there for 8 years, and then this is my first year as principal there. And it's just been an awesome, like you said, Coralville Central is one of those schools that in our community is a real staple. So it's been an honor and a joy to... Iconic is exactly right. I mean, it's been a wonderful experience so far and everything else. So couldn't be more honored. You know, when we thought about the program today and everything else and what kind of opportunity we could provide to show off our school, the first thing that came to mind was the chess club. We've got plenty of other things though. We've got a mileage club, we've got Pick a Better Snack, we've got a PEP grant that goes through, we've got you know, the art clubs and music and everything else.
Wow, you need more than 3-4 shows.
More, yes. We need more. We need our own program, right? Yeah, Coralville Central Access. But no, the chess club this year has been just a phenomenal joy to see all their accomplishments and everything else, because they've gone from grassroots that Coach Fedorowicz has introduced to our school to now this great school, kind of the school to beat when it comes to playing chess and championships. But it's more than that for these kids and for Coach over here. You know, he's in it for the education side of things and offering the kids opportunities to teach them the great game of chess. And then, you know, I think these kids actually really excel even more in the classroom because of what they've learned from Coach over here and from the great game of chess. So it's been a great learning opportunity for myself as well. So
in addition to being fun and a nice way of spending spare time, it is an educational function too.
That's correct. That's correct. And Coach will be able to talk to more more of the correlation between the education side of things and or the academic side of things and what chess can do for you. But you know, the focus and the strategy and, you know, everything else involved that kind of can teach them maybe how to do better on a test or how to study, or I think they learn it from chess.
Do you have a lot of parents who volunteer to help, like Jess, for instance, did?
We do, not only in the chess club but throughout the entire school. Yeah, of course we do. We've got an excellent PTO. Our parents are extremely involved in our school, and they help with drive what we do. And some of the decision making and everything else has been up to the parents. And so we're pretty lucky to be able to walk into a school that's self-sufficient and everything else, and the parents are just a joy to work with. And I know that Coach gets a lot of volunteers to help with his program, and I know he'll talk about that. His numbers are skyrocketed this year, and you got to have parents to be able to have success and successful schools.
And we have a couple of parents.
A couple of parents, of course, are here with watching their sons and daughters today. So it speaks for itself.
So let us move to Jess now. You are the man of the hour, so go ahead and tell us what is this. And I have, as a matter of fact, received from you a lot of documentation, which makes it even valuable. I mean, I wish we can print this and send it to other schools so they know the dimensions of this. It's not just a game to play, but it has more than that. So educate me and give me some lights about this activity.
So I can give a little background on how it started. So I had a coworker that suggested that my son might be interested in chess, and so we bought him a chessboard when he was in kindergarten, and he really took off with it. And within a few years, started playing competitively. And at some of the local tournaments, there were teams, many of which from schools, and there wasn't a team for his school at Coralville Central. And so in October of 2012, I started a club with the idea that then he could have a team and we could kind of get this going. And it's really taken off to be much more than that. In our first meetings, we have maybe a dozen kids that came by to play chess. And in our first year, which was 2012, 2013, we had 30 kids that came at least once to the club, and up to 25 kids at a given meeting. This year we have 67 students in the club, which is like 16% of the school. So it's kind of exciting for me when I go to other school events because I know about 1 in 6 kids in the crowd because they've come to chess club. And we've had up to 51 kids at a time at a club meeting, and so that's been pretty exciting how large it's grown. And we have a number of parent volunteers that help me, 2 in particular that are there every week, Molly Wilson and Teresa Heitman, that allow us to do this twice a week and to be able to do it very consistently for the kids, which has been great. So it's really taken off.
I like the spirit that's going on among the individuals here, this team. I mean, I saw Simon leaving and Isabel is taking his place so smoothly and softly. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So explain to me what happened now, because I saw Simon leaves and then Isabel came.
Yeah, so on these 2 boards here, they're playing two-player speed or 2-team speed chess, which also is called Bug House colloquially, and it involves when one player captures a piece, they can give it to their teammate, and this is the student's favorite version of the game. It's played with clocks because you don't want a player to stall if they're about to lose. And we often play with 4, 5, or 6 kids in club. And if there's 5, then one will rotate out when the game is done. And when there's 6, it's teams will rotate in. And it tends to be pretty fast-paced. For the camera, they're being pretty polite by being quiet here playing. But in club, one of the rules is that they can kibitz, or they can literally share moves or talk to each other so that one can tell their partner to make a certain move. And so it can get pretty exciting in club. And then Nathan and Evan are playing regular chess over on this
board. So good that you started introducing them now. Yeah. Can you introduce your team now?
Yeah.
Mention their names and the grades.
Yeah, so Ben is a 5th grader at Coralville Central. Isabel is a 2nd grader at Coralville Central. You guys can raise your hand if I say your name. So this is Ben and Isabel. Sierra is a 4th grader at Coralville Central.
And Sierra has her mom attending here, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right, yep.
Good.
Yep, that's right. And Jack is a 5th grader at Coralville Central.
And his dad is among the audience too.
That's right. We have a large contingent of 5th grade boys. My son is in 5th grade, and that's sort of where the club sort of started with. Simon is in 2nd grade. Evan is a 6th grader, so this is Evan's last year in our club, and we're sad for him to be wrapping up, although once a club member, always a club member, and we've had some alumni join us for different activities. And Nathan is a 4th grader.
So is Evan an assistant coach? Or-
So
Huh? No,
that's a
that is-
great question. So we actually do a lot of teaching in the club with
Right.
players teaching each other.
Right.
And Nathan and Evan are certainly two of our more experienced players, and so they certainly teach other students. And so we'll sometimes pair students up. Sometimes we just let them pair it up themselves. Sometimes we pair them up with someone at their level, and sometimes we pair them up with someone that can teach them. And so there's definitely a lot of teaching of each other done in the club. So.
Principal mentioned earlier that this is a very educational exercise too.
Yes.
And they excel in their classroom subject matters, in addition, of course, of their achievement
Yeah.
in the game. In your observation, how this happened? You know?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So this is not something I'm super fluent in, but there have been a variety of studies looking at chess as an educational intervention, some of which have been of variable quality, some of higher quality and some of lower quality. In some of the higher quality studies, they'll randomize students to receive chess versus instruction in other areas. And interestingly, in those studies, the students that are assigned chess outperform the other students, even in the areas that are getting more time, because they're getting that instead of chess. And so in some of the better studies, I think people understand that there's math in chess and there's logic in chess, and I think that's pretty obvious. But interestingly,
Strategy.
in strategy, yeah, and planning ahead, thinking ahead. So that stuff is more clear, but interestingly, even reading scores are higher for students that participate in chess, which is something that is not as obvious. And so that's pretty interesting. Anecdotally, I've heard a number of stories of parents telling me that their students have been suddenly performing better in the classroom or done better on their standardized testing. It's not the goal for our club, but it's a nice perk, and it shows that there's some educational benefits to this.
Field Marshal Montgomery in the Second World War, when he planned to defeat the Nazi troops in the western desert of North Africa, he asked his troops to spend the nights playing chess.
Interesting.
This was the only way that we can beat those guys. It's not the bombs, it's not the mines that you have been planting all day long. It is how to do the strategy. And I did visit Russia when it was just Soviet Union. And the first thing we saw in school is that chess was a major part of the curriculum, because the father of the state, Vladimir Lenin, advised that this is the way people can learn math, can learn thinking, critical thinking, can learn strategy. And that's why when Sputnik happened in 1957, everybody said, oh, let us start teaching chess. And it was kind of the secret, the hidden secret of the Russian education at the time. But I mean, you definitely, you and Andy were right when you said that this is a very important educational thinking process. Excellent.
And it's a lot of fun for the kids.
So let us give the podium now to the real heroes here, the champions.
Great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you see? You run the conversation now.
All right, Simon. So we're going to ask a question. So, what are your favorite parts about chess club?
It's fun to me. It helps me think.
And a little louder, Simon. Huh? A little louder, so that we
It
can
helps me
hear you.
think
Yeah.
faster. It helps me smarter. It's just fun to me.
That's great. I have three key goals for the club, and so one of my number one goals is the kids have fun and enjoy themselves, and so I'm excited to hear
Right.
Simon mention that. My second goal is that they learn to frame losing as a learning opportunity, because you can learn from your wins and your losses, but I think you especially learn from your losses. And there are discrete moves in chess, so there's specific decisions and discrete decisions that you're making and choices. And so you can evaluate whether one choice was better than another choice, and how would the game have went if I had made this choice instead of this choice during the game. And I think that's a great lesson for life and a variety of activities, of sort of looking back at things that you've done and trying to figure out ways to improve your performance. And I think it's easier to do with chess than a sport where it might be, oh, I could have ran faster or pushed myself a little harder, because there are discrete, specific decisions that are being made that you can look back to and use it as a tool. And then my third goal is that they learn chess. And I put them in that order. So, so I was excited that Simon's first mention was of my #1 goal.
And he said the word, it makes me smarter,
Yeah.
which is very important, that it's training for the thinking process. And I think backstage, Jack told us that he's going to talk about this exercise. So let us hear you. Tell us, how did it start with you? When you became interested in this? When did you begin? Like 2 years ago, 1 year ago?
How did you get interested in chess?
Well, I first started playing chess because sometimes I got bored after school and I didn't have anything to do, so I started playing chess.
That's very honest.
When I first joined chess club, it was because I didn't like the after school club I was going to. So
that
I
was
learned that there
was
were
an
some
alternative. Yeah.
I learned that there were some rules the other club wasn't teaching me. So recently I've become a much better player.
Do you like help yourself by reading something about chess? Do you look on the internet about some strategy, some movements, or something like that, or you depend on your coach and yourself?
There's an online website that I
Yeah.
use sometimes.
Oh, okay. So you use other resources too, which is very good. And do you learn from there? You try to implement some of these strategies? Tell me, how did it help you in school? Do you think it did help you in
Well,
math? Or?
the first year I started playing chess, I also took the ELP testing and
Oh.
made it in.
So you have been already chosen? You have been selected for ELP? Oh. Can you tell our audience who are not very familiar with what ELP is?
It's for students who are recommended by their teacher or parent after they perform very well in certain tests that we take.
They call it extended learning, right? Program.
Extended learning program.
Okay, for the gifted and talented, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's wonderful. So I think Isabel told me that she must talk today.
She has to talk. That's right.
So tell us, now you have the microphone, you see, and tell our audience about this experience. How do you like it?
Well, I joined chess club first because my brother taught me how to set up a chessboard when I was 2, and I thought it was,
2?
yeah. And
No,
I
you're
thought-
kidding me. Yeah. 2? Wow,
and
that's amazing.
when my brother started teaching me some moves, I thought it was pretty cool, and my dad started a chess club, and so when I was in kindergarten, I started going to that chess club.
Can you tell me honestly, have you ever beaten your dad in this game?
Well, it usually depends.
It depends.
I'm starting to beat him now. A couple years ago, or last year, it wasn't as often as now, but now I'm starting to.
He's beaten every day, at least once. So, and you're proud of this, right?
Yeah.
And of course, he's probably more proud about it than you are when he sees. My father, my late father, told me one time. He said, "There is no one can be happier about being defeated than a father defeated by his son."
That's right. Yeah.
And And yeah, he's probably enjoying it. Keep beating him.
And I kind of feel happy because I'm thinking someday I can start beating up on my brother because sometimes my dad can beat my brother.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'll go.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling too. Okay, so now which grade are you in?
Second grade.
Second grade. I think you are very good as a host to this. I know, see, Mike is looking at you, said, oh, this is a better host than what we have now. Look at him. He's very interested in what you say. You speak very well. And what would you like to do in the future? Like when you are my age, ancient like me.
I
What-
want to be a grandmaster.
Game master.
Mhm.
Wow. What's a game master? Tell us about this. Is
So-
it something?
So I'm pretty sure Grandmaster is someone who
When
reaches.
you have a rating above 2,500.
That's right. Yeah.
Really? That's, so there are levels, right?
Yeah, there are various levels. That would be an extremely high level. So there are two masters in the state of Iowa, and master would be a rating of over 2,200, and grandmaster is over 2,500. There are no grandmasters in the
Oh,
state.
okay.
So,
I
that
didn't know
she
that.
set a high goal, and that's the first time I've heard that goal. So that's
You see, Isabel, you taught the old guy here something he has never known before. You see?
I've talked to it sometimes, but a while ago. But it's just kind of when I grow up, sometime I want to be a grandmaster.
That's wonderful.
What do you want to do for a job?
I want to be a good chess player and a veterinarian.
Right now, she can be like champion and go to competitions and get all these millions of dollars. She doesn't have to to be in an office or a clinic or whatever, right? You're looking at me, and I will ask you, what would you like to be, Simon?
When I grow up, I would like to be a scientist
Scientist. In which area do you like?
in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, but I mean, chemist, physicist.
I would like to study like diseases and help cure them.
A medical scientist.
Mhm.
Oh, wow, that's excellent.
Zoologist over here.
Zoologist. And this zoology would be with, can you tell our audience, we have some young audience, a lot of young audience who don't know what's zoology.
It's the study of living things. It's the study of animals, I meant.
Do you have
There's
animals?
also cryptozoology, which is the study of animals that may or may not exist, such as Bigfoot.
See, that's, I'm learning a lot.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'm
I am
learning-
too. I'm interested in what.
I am honest, I'm learning a lot. I never underestimate our kids, you know. They know sometimes better than we do. Yeah, especially during this time when the information is easy to them and they can get access to it so
Yeah.
simply.
They absorb it very quickly,
Yeah,
don't they?
very.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
And they retain it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, who are the other champions there? Evan is giving me his back. I cannot see his
Yes.
face. Evan,
Evan, you want to turn around?
now you are going to go now next year. No, as a matter of fact, this year.
Yeah, a couple,
You are
just a
going,
month.
yeah, you are going to be a junior high kid, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you are going to continue this activity there, sell them the idea, and say, let us have a chess club here?
Definitely.
And that would be in Northwest or North Central?
Northwest.
Northwest. You will have a lot of support there because people there are really, really open for a lot of activities.
Yeah. They have a strong chess club there right now.
Yeah.
There's also, worth mentioning too, a number of the resources. A number of our students have played at Northwest and trained with them over the years. There's also Jim Houdina in Cedar Rapids that they go up there and they train with at Cedar Rapids Public Library. And James Neal does some stuff in the libraries here. And Eric Vigil, who's at Borlog, sets a lot of stuff up, so the students have been able to take advantage of a lot of resources in the community outside of Coralville Central as well for their chess. So,
Andy, what do you have for our audience now about Coralville Central? We have about 2 minutes. We'll
Well-
give you this camera. We'll mark our flow director here standing.
Yeah, no,
talk
I
to
think
our
the thing
audience.
about the chess club is like Coach was saying, you mean there's 51 kids can show up at a time, and whether it's on a Tuesday after school or a Thursday morning, and they give up their own time, and they come and they learn the great game of chess, and you know, Coach's rule or goals and everything else are such that it ties right into kind of what we believe in the school too. You know, have fun, and it's okay if you lose, and learn are basically our 3 goals as well. And so having the correlation between the chess club and the school has been a great thing for us, and having the kids to be able to go out to our different communities and play, and to the experience. They're going to Nashville for nationals here at the end of the next month, and so they take our state championship team, which is many of these kids, in fact all of them I believe here, and a couple others that aren't
They
here.
won twice, right?
yeah, so this year there previously been one, but this year they had 2 separate formats for the state championship, and our teams won for both. And 6 of our players are going to have the opportunity to go to Nashville and play at nationals, and we're pretty excited about that.
I cannot tell you how much we are impressed by that. I think everybody is impressed,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
And the parents are impressed. Our director is impressed. That's Michael Peterson, a veteran of this show for 20-some years. And there in the control room is John Carver. And we are on channel 18, as I said, channel 21, YouTube, public access TV. I think tomorrow night will be on YouTube, right, Mike? Usually, yeah. So this will be a fun program to watch, and we thank you very much on
thank you
behalf
very
of
much.
everyone.
Yes.
And we have to thank the team of Public Access TV as well for the help and support we receive from them. Our audience, have a wonderful spring night, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the opportunity.